Shalom, shalom, all of our brothers of the African American, so-called African American, so-called Hispanic, and so-called Latino races, and Native American races. We bid you shalom. I'd like to do a recap on what my brothers have came about saying. Why is it that we hate one another? We hate one another, but we continue to cling on to our enemy's word. We continue to do everything contrary to the word of the Most High.
That's right.
The Most High gave us holy days, but we rather cling on to our enemies' holidays.
That's right.
The Most High gave us the feast days, Feast of Tabernacle, Feast of Passover, Feast of Trumpets, but yet and still we go off and we celebrate Easter, which is a particular pagan holiday that's after the goddess Ishtar, the fertility goddess. We celebrate 4th of July, you know. We also celebrate so-called Thanksgiving Day, which was in essence, Thanksgiving, in which the enemies of ours, they have taken this land from our forefathers.
That's right.
And we want to continue to encourage you to continue to research this. This information is out there. You know, we're not just telling you, don't just believe us. Just take this stuff for your own.
That's right.
This particular country that we're in is, according to Daniel, go ahead. Daniel, this is present-day Rome. This is an expansion of Rome. If you don't believe me, just look at some of your buildings. Look at the Roman columns on top of the buildings. Look at the Roman gods and goddesses that's on the side of the buildings.
That's right. That's right.
This is an expansion of Rome. We're going to go into the book of Daniel, and we're going to read that which Daniel had prophesied.
The book of Daniel, chapter 2 and verse 40. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces, and subdueth all things. And as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise.
Khan, that fourth kingdom, brothers and sisters, is that of the Roman Empire.
That's right.
That's the kingdom that we're living in today.
That's right.
They call it the United States of America, but it's indeed Rome. Look at your state capitals. Look at the actual capital of the United States. It's named after Capitolina, which is called Capitol Hill. This is Rome. The names of the days of the week should be a red flag to you. Sunday, the Most High gave us the Sabbath for holy worship, but we rather worship on the day that our enemies gave us, which was a day of the sun. Sun's day. Monday, that's the moon's day. Tuesday was named after the goddess Tew. Wednesday was named after the god Mercury, which is Wednesday or Woden's Day. Thursday, Thor's Day. You guys know what Thor means, who Thor is. Friday was Frigg or Freya. That was named after her. There's another goddess. Saturday, named after the planet Saturn or Satan. Saturn equals Satan. These are the days that we have been given to worship. I mean, whether you believe it or not, you are worshiping other deities, other gods. Look at your days of the month. Janus, a two-headed god, two-faced god, one face going forward, the other face looking backwards. February, the goddess Februa. March, the god of Mars. April, Aphrodite. May, another goddess. June, the goddess of Juno. This is why a lot of people, this is supposedly a goddess of marriage. This is why a lot of people want to get married in June. You know, July, Julius Caesar. August, Augustus Caesar. It goes on and on. This is the particular days of the week that we have really succumbed to instead of doing the Most High's will. We got another scripture coming up.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 1. And the Most High spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord your God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Khan, you hear that? The Most High have brought us out of Egypt and into the house of bondage, because we have disobeyed his word, his laws, statutes, and commandments. We have disobeyed everything that the Most High have given us to cling on to what our enemies have said or have told us over the years.
Verse 3, thou shalt have no other gods before me.
You hear that? We have, like I said earlier, we have, whether we want to admit it or not, began worshiping other gods when the Most High had brought our forefathers over to this particular land. We never did this over in our land. We're the only nation out of 18 different nations. The Most High had one nation who worshiped him. Every other nation had multiple gods that they worshiped. Got it. Read the next one.
Verse 4, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth.
Come. One of the main graven images that our people began to worship was this image here, a so-called white God that they called Jesus the Christ, which in actuality his name, not this particular image, but the actual Jesus or the actual son, his name was Yahweh Shai in the Hebrew. Nevertheless, Roman Catholicism came out with this particular image. This is the image that they came out with, and this is the image that our forefathers and foremothers have taken on for their particular deity of worship. So I want to continue to allow you guys to continue to think about what you are doing. Think about what the Most High have led us, and to continue to dig into his laws, statutes, and commandments. Every one of you, just about every one of you have a Bible if you believe in the Most High. Every one of you have a Bible, and you can see that. Shalom, my brother. How you doing?
Hey, can you show him just a different curse? He's not asking a question, but I'm asking a question for him. Can you show him a curse to let him know that we are the people of the Bible?
I got one particular curse for you, brother. The curse that we began hating one another. You can go to Deuteronomy 28:54. Go to the 15th verse, and then jump to 54. These are the curses that fell on our forefathers, and they fell on us today.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. That it shall come to pass, if you will not hearken unto the voice of the Lord your God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
God. So the Most High gave us commandments that if we do his law, statutes, and commandments, all the blessings will come onto us. But if we don't, as my brother right here just read in verse 15, all these curses shall come unto us. You can jump to the 54th verse.
Verse 54. So that the man is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
Con, you hear that? So your brother, who normally was tender among you, he cared about what you were going through. He did whatever he can to console you when you were going through problems. His eyes have been turned evil against you. This is why you got a lot of shootouts in the street. You got a lot of us who's going through the same curses, killing one another. We're killing our women. We're killing our children.
That's right.
Drop down to 56. No problem. These are some of the curses that we have been succumbed to, that the Most High have succumbed us to in this particular society, in this particular era. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy 28 and 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which will not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness. Her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter.
Con, even our sisters, even our women, their eyes have become evil against us. This is why you're having all these problems with sisters today. You know, you have, where is that information from, what's that? The one who talked to Playboy and how to, Willie Lynch. Do we have that information? Okay, this is basically what people like Willie Lynch have brought about. He taken our sisters and he made them evil towards us. Evil, you know, they become evil against us. And this is why the divorce rate is high in this particular country amongst us. So, is there anything else you want to know as far as and these are just some of the curses. Another curse is how we got over here as a people. Let's go to 68, verse 68.
God, Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Right. Now, here is a poster right here. If you look at the top, you see a map. That's a 1746 map of what is present-day Ghana. That particular map, if you look closely, you will see where the slave coast was. You'll see the grain coast, the gold coast, and the slave coast, where our enemies have taken over those particular portions of Africa. The slave coast during 1746 was named what? Kingdom of Judah. That's the Kingdom of Judah. Today it's Ghana. Show him that at the top of that. You see that, brother? That's what Ghana was called back then. Today they've hidden all of that. Just like they've hidden all of our people in the ghettos, in cemeteries, in jail cells. That's why the scripture called us the hidden ones. You see what I'm saying? That's why we're called the hidden ones. They've hidden us in places where we can't be seen. So when individuals come here to relish the buildings and the festivals of Detroit, they keep the hidden ones back in the neighborhoods. They don't want you out here. I remember back in the 1990s when the NFL Super Bowl came here. They took a day and they fed all the homeless people, which were majority our people. They fed all the homeless people, and after that particular day, they wanted them out because they were having other dignitaries and celebrities coming into this particular country. So these are some of the curses that we're under in this particular country. So, yeah, make sure we get a number, brother. Give us a call. Give us a call. So that's about all I'm going to do today. I want to continue to allow people to realize where they come from, who they are. You're a special people. The Most High said you are a special people. Go to Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
God.
We are a people who should be walking with our heads up, not down.
That's right.
We are a people who should be separated. The Most High was for separating his people, dividing his people from the rest of the world. Again, our people were the only people who worshiped the Most High. Who worshiped the Most High and him only. Other nationalities, they have multiple gods. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord your God. The Lord your God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
You hear that, black brothers and sisters? Above all people.
That's right.
This is you. This is who the Most High chose. He chose you. He didn't choose any other nation. Go to Psalms 147. Yes, sir.
Psalm chapter 147, verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob.
He shows his word unto Jacob. That is who you are. You are from the tribes of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We have other tribes that come from Abraham. You know, Elamites. We have the Edomites. We have all other types of individuals who come from Jacob, but that is not where the seed was going to be called. The seed was going to be called from Abraham, Isaac, and to his son Jacob, who was a progenitor of the 12 tribes of Israel. Continue.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Khan. He gave his statutes and judgments only to Israel, not to anyone else. Continue.
Verse 20. He had not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord.
Read that again.
He had not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord.
God. So this should be a wake-up call for all of us here. This right here should make all of Israel wake up and continue. Okay. This should make Israel wake up and continue to start loving one another and not clinging on to the laws, statutes, and commandments of our enemies who they put on this thing.
Truth is our dogma. We believe it to be man's greatest weapon against the devil.